I'll show them the power of the darkness. No one will stand in our way. I will finish what you started.
Where do you come from? Classified, really? Me too.
We can't outrun them!
We might!
We need a pilot!
We've got one!
Come on, baby, don't let me down.
Red squad, blue squad, take my lead.
We will crush the resistance once and for all.
We must face them. Fight them. All of us. Get ready!
For what?
We got a lot of company!
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So there's some new Star Wars footage, probably like the last really big trailer we're gonna get before the actual movie, which is totally coming next week. Who can believe that we're getting this movie next week? It's gonna be so awesome. The real surprise is just like how many new shots are in this trailer. Like we get more shots of that green planet that Maz Kanata's pirate base is on. We get another shot of Han Solo doing a line from the original trilogy, "Come on baby, don't let me down." We learn that BB-8's origin is classified. Mine too. Why would Rey's origin be classified? The way they tease her backstory is that she's kind of grown up on her own, like she's kind of raised herself, learned to survive, and how she became a scavenger. I'm kind of thinking of her as like the Luke Skywalker character minus Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. You know, just because a lot of the way she dresses and a lot of aspects of her backstory and a lot of things that I think about her character that you know, maybe potentially spoilery, so I won't mention here. But I think we all have ideas about certain characters, like the new characters, being related to classic trilogy characters. I think that she is definitely in that vein. So Mark Hamill said this really interesting thing at Comic-Con where he's like, everything's the same, but it's different. It's amazing. So I think they've split a lot of backstory traits and little aspects about characters from the classic trilogy and given them to the new characters. So like look at Finn's character. He starts out in the Empire, but he has this crisis of conscience. Same thing that happened to Han Solo, at least in the expanded universe. Now they're doing a new Han Solo movie, but the way they're pitching it, it sounds like it's going to be Han Solo in his 20s. So we might actually get to see him when he quits the Empire. If you don't know that story about Han Solo, the Empire rounded up a lot of the Wookiee race just because they were such great workers and made them construct the first Death Star. So during that period, Han Solo was part of the Empire and just happened to be in proximity to this Wookiee uprising, so his commanding officer ordered him to kill this group of Wookiees, but he instead chose to rescue them. One of those Wookiees just happened to be Chewbacca, so Chewbacca swore his life debt to Han Solo, and then they went off, had their adventures, and the rest is history. So I think what's happening with the Finn character in a lot of this footage is like he's getting aspects of the Anakin backstory where he kills a bunch of people like the Tusken Raiders that Anakin killed, but has the Han Solo crisis of conscience instead of like Anakin and like burying it deep down inside. Like, oh my god, I can't do this anymore. What am I supposed to do with my life? I'm not supposed to be doing this, but I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. Which is when it sounds like he runs into the Rey character, gets swept up in this big, large galactic conflict. It does seem like we know a lot more about the Finn character than we know about the Rey character, particularly her backstory. Like, it's supposed to be really mysterious, which is why I think it's going to be pretty spectacular. There have been a couple spoilery toys that like have had some spoilery images on them, so I'm not going to talk about them here, but suffice to say, there'll be a couple Rey moments that will make you throw up in the theater from excitement. That is really what I'm excited for. Like, you know, even if you know a lot about Star Wars, I still feel like there are going to be some really big surprises in this film. Like, we actually get a longer voiceover from Supreme Leader Snoke. We're finally going to crush the Resistance, and it actually sounds a little bit more like Andy Serkis. Like, you can actually hear him bleeding through a little bit. The funny thing is when the first trailer dropped, a lot of people were like, is that Benedict Cumberbatch doing his Khan voice from Star Trek Into Darkness? And speaking of which, if you didn't hear me mention it earlier this week, they are attaching the Star Trek 3 trailer to Star Wars in the theater. So I'm not sure when it's going to drop next week, but sometime next week you will have new Star Trek to watch with a very awesome Idris Elba villain. No idea who he's playing, but it is going to be so much fun. He's such an awesome actor. What's going to happen next week with my Star Wars videos is I'll do a couple bonus videos before the movie, and then after the movie drops, I'll do a non-spoilery review, then I'll do a separate spoilery review, just because a couple people are going to wait a couple days to watch the movie. So be sure to subscribe to get everything. I'll do a couple Star Wars themed giveaways. So actually, I'll go ahead and start one right now. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this video. We'll just say 2 IMAX tickets again. Everybody seems to like that giveaway. Everybody likes IMAX tickets. There are a couple different formats that Star Wars is going to screen in, but if you have a chance to see it in true IMAX, like the true big, 70mm IMAX, I would encourage you to go to that format. I have some new Doctor Strange, some new Captain America Civil War that I'll try and post later tonight. While you guys wait for that, you can click here for all my other Star Wars Episode 7 videos, and you can click here for my Captain America Civil War trailer. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.